Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Kyodokan. I'm Ryusei. Today I'll introduce how to make miso pork and 2 ways of grilling, charcoal and pan. And I'll use Shinshu miso to make the miso sauce. Shinshu miso is made in Nagano Prefecture. Shinshu is another name of Nagano, and Nagano is here. Also, you can use the miso which you have. I recommend to use no additive miso. Juicy and sweet pork is perfect with this miso sauce. I hope this video is interesting and informative for you. Yes, let's make it. At first, I'll prepare spring onion and ginger. I'll add them to a miso sauce to add the flavors. This is 10 grams of ginger. I peel off the skin with mukimono knife. Okay. I'll introduce the cutting way hegigiri. I cut it horizontally and thinly. This is a Japanese traditional cutting way. We can get thin and even slices. And then I cut them into half. And I chop them. You don't need to do hegigiri. We need just normal julienne. Okay, I set it aside. Nice. Next, I'll switch the knife to usuba. I'll mince the spring onion. I make cuts like this. Nice. Okay, I turn it and chop it finely. I move my knife back and forth widely. I use the sharpness of the knife without power. Okay. I've cut ginger and spring onion. And let's stir fry them. I turn on the heat. And I add the vegetable oil. I spread it. Then I add the spring onion. I stir fry it. Once the good smell comes out, I add ginger to it. Nice. Then I keep stir frying until they brown lightly. Okay, nice brown and the flavor of them is concentrated. I set it aside. Next, I'll combine the sauce ingredients. I add 60 grams of sake and 40 grams of mirin. Okay, I'll heat it. Once it starts to boil, I turn down the heat and simmer it for 1 minute to remove the alcohol. Then I add 100 grams of miso. I stir it to dissolve the miso. Okay, and I add spring onion and ginger. I mix well. When the miso starts to boil, I turn off the heat. Nice. I transfer the miso sauce to a container. Okay, miso sauce is done. The smell is so good. I cover it with a plastic wrap, not too dry, and let it cool. Next, I'll prepare the pork loin. It's about 500 grams. We use it to make tonkatsu as well. Okay, I make cuts to this fat part. It helps to make the fat more delicious. Okay, like this. I cut it into half. Good. I add the salt to the pork. I sprinkle it to the tray evenly. And I place the pork on the salt. Okay, I sprinkle the salt over the pork lightly. This salt is not to season it. I'd like to remove the excess water and the smell from the pork. Okay, I leave it for 30 minutes at room temperature. 30 minutes later, I wipe out the water from the pork. Good. Nice. The miso sauce has cooled down. I transfer it to a container and spread it. I place the pork on it and miso, pork, at last, miso. I distribute the miso sauce to the pork well. Okay, I cover it with a plastic wrap and keep it in the fridge for at least 2 days. 2 days later, first of all, I'll introduce the way of using charcoal. I remove the pork, I wipe off the spring onion because it burns so easily. Perfect. I leave it at room temperature for 1 hour. It is important to grill the pork juicy. Meanwhile, I'll cut the spring onion. I use this green part to make miso sauce. First, I make cuts diagonally. It helps to cook it easily. Good. I turn over it and cut it into 3 centimeters intervals. Okay, I use 3 pieces. And I insert the bamboo skewers. I use it as a garnish. One more. Nice. 1 hour later, it is not cold. I'll insert the iron skewers to the pork. I insert it from the right side and left side. Okay? Good. I place the fat part to the far side. The width of the skewer gets wider the farther back it goes. It is important because we hold it one hand. If the width is opposite, it's difficult to hold it by one hand. Like this. Let's grill them. I place the pork on the charcoal. I prepared charcoal a bit much to the far side because I'd like to grill the fat side more. I put the spring onion as well. I grill it for a while. A few minutes later, I rotate the iron skewers. When the pork is cooked, it shrinks, so I rotate them not to stick them to the pork. I remove spring onion a bit, and I mainly grill the fat part. I place the fat part to the far side, so I move the pork easily. I turn over them and return the spring onions. A few minutes later, I turn over them. Nice brown. Looks so delicious. Once it becomes nice brown, I put mirin to them. Mirin makes the look of the pork shiny and more beautiful. Opposite side as well. If I put the mirin, the pork burns more easily, so I grill them more carefully. Almost. I check them to be cooked. Okay. Very beautiful. Perfect. I remove the scores. Okay. I place them to the plate. Oribe. Looks so delicious. And spring onion. The pungency of it goes well with the pork. Great. Miso pork is done. The look is perfect. And then I'll introduce a way of grilling with a pan. I remove the pork as well. I've kept it for 3 days in the fridge. And let it stand for 1 hour at room temperature. 1 hour later, I turn on the heat and turn down to the low. I grill the pork from the first side. I'm sure if the fat is well grilled, the pork becomes more delicious. Please watch it. The fat melts and the smell is so good. Okay, well browned. I grill it over low heat. And I add the onion. The onion is also good with this pork. Of course, you can use the spring onion in the same way. I grill it over low heat for 2 minutes. I turn over the pork. I grill it for more 2 minutes. Okay, I get rid of the pork and rest it in the aluminum foil for 3 minutes. I stir fry the onion lightly and turn off the heat. 3 minutes later, I reheat the pan and turn down the heat. And I return the pork. I grill it for more 3 minutes. Nice. Okay, this part is cooked, so I heat the fat part mainly. Okay, beautiful. I arranged on a plate. This plate is akae. The feature of it is this red color. I put the onion beside the pork. Okay, miso pork is done. Grilling it with the pan is much easier. I'll cut it. Beautiful. It's really juicy and tender. I hope you will enjoy miso pork. Thank you. Did you enjoy? To make this miso pork needs a bit time, but the taste is so good. I hope you will enjoy miso pork. Thank you for watching to this end. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a nice day. See you later.